Oh, down here at the garage again, working on the old Mazda. I got the timing chain sets done. Didn't really film too much of it. Not really a how-to, just some progress. So, chains on, everything's good to go. Torqued at the 75, then 90 degrees. Cam gear bolts. I think I did it 55 or 60, somewhere around there. So I got that on there. She's good to go. Tight as can be. No more slop. Now I got the intake manifold off and started doing the intake valves. I just don't have any kind of like air compressor down here for media blast, but I might get one tomorrow or something. But I got them soaking down there. Probably can't see anything. These actually weren't even really that bad for as many miles as on this thing. Let's see in there. Yeah, can't really see much in there. So these ones were actually pretty dry. There's not a lot down this one, even though you can't see down in there. Bit of carbon down there. Cylinders 3 and 4 though are actually they're pretty wet. There we go. These ones are wet. These ones are wet. Haven't been down here though. It's been freezing cold out. Heat in the garage here sucks, but is what it is. So the this and doing the injectors is the last big thing, and then I just have to gotta remount my ECU, stick it up on the fuse box over here. I gotta tuck away some wires, then I'll have to be ordering a tune for it here pretty soon. This thing ready to rock and roll. So hopefully pretty soon I'll have this thing all wrapped up, so when the weather gets nice I can go beat the hell out of it. So got the new actuator seal in there, to that in there, that's ready to go on. I just got to port this a little bit. So I'm getting rid of the VTS on this, so I got to hog that off of there a little bit more. Clean that up and put that back on there. Here's the old intake I just took off the car. See how filthy it was in there. The turbo I had was pretty junk. A lot of oil through there, which is weird because the car didn't really smoke that bad. Didn't smoke too much at all. Used a little bit of oil, but I think the catch cans catch most of it. That thing ain't cutting it. That thing was in the garage when I came here. That thing runs out of air in about 3-4 seconds, so I can't use that for blasting. And here's some of the old EVT stuff. Guides, chain, tensioner. Maybe I'll clean that out too. This thing seemed to collect a lot of really like nasty ass oil. Don't know why, but it did. Now the oil in the car isn't that black. I just did an oil change on this thing not that long ago. But this thing must hold some oil in there on the high pressure fuel pump housing, because the oil that came out of this thing was nasty. But oil that's in the engine isn't really that dark. Everything's pretty clean. So for whatever reason, I guess it must kind of hang out in there and not get flushed out very often. So also gotta get a bunch of vacuum line. Plumb up the turbo, plumb up the wastegate. Get this hog ready to go. So I kind of miss beating on this thing. So there she is. Almost done. Well, this is where we're about now. Almost completely together. Just gotta do some spark plugs on it and put all my vacuum lines back on intake and the battery. And we're almost ready to go. Finally got my crash bar from Edge. And I'm waiting on a throttle body spacer so I can plumb the meth up. And ended up losing some video footage of some of the reassembly here. So, but I got the injectors are in, new fuel rails on, intakes on. You can see everything's shaved off, and then this here was the vacuum source for the VTS, and I drilled it and tapped it to an 1/8 inch NPT so I can put a fitting in there, and that's where I'm going to get my boost reference for the meth injection. So I have the AEM V2 that uses a vacuum source to the controller, so I got that's ready to go there. I just got to get a fitting for it, and high pressure fuel pumps back on, and making some progress. Hopefully this thing's done like tonight. Today's the March 17th, so it's kind of taking me a while because I don't get a whole lot of time down here, but my kids finally started going back to school this week, so it freed up a little bit of time on Mondays and Tuesdays. I was able to come down, but I ended up losing whatever I recorded, so let's finish this mess up, get this thing rolling. So got the motor mount, the belt and everything back on. It's down there. Just trying to figure out this CX inner pipe, intercooled piping kit. And this is the JBR crash bar. Got a bolt broken off, but be fixing that tonight. And comes with hardware. Spacers there, because where the original crash bar isn't straight. It came with longer bolts, and I used the OEM bolts there. Bolts to the hood latch, and bolts in there, down there. Same thing on that side. So overall, not a bad piece for the price, I guess. So now I just gotta figure out gotta mount that up, figure out this piping, and then I'll do another video probably on which pieces go where, because the CX kit doesn't come with directions. So now that piece goes to the throttle body. I just gotta figure out all these other pieces here, so see if I can't figure them out here tonight.